Our tale unfolds in the era of ancient warfare, a time when courage, strategy, and leadership could determine the fate of entire civilizations. Among the pantheon of great military strategists, one name stands out: Hannibal Barca, the Carthaginian general who dared to defy the might of Rome. His tactics and cunning brilliance placed him among the greatest military minds ever. But beyond the battlefield, who was Hannibal? A man of profound intellect, Hannibal was known for his unyielding determination and indomitable spirit. His charisma inspired loyalty among his troops, and his strategic acumen struck fear in the hearts of his enemies. But he was not just a warrior, he was a son, a leader, and a visionary who dreamt of a world where Carthage could stand toe-to-toe with the mighty Roman Republic. A man who carried the weight of his people's hopes and dreams on his shoulders, Hannibal was much more than just his military exploits. Now that we have a glimpse of the man behind the legend, let's dive into his extraordinary journey, starting with the enigma of ancient warfare. Have you ever wondered how a man could nearly bring Rome, the world's most formidable empire, to its knees, armed only with his strategic genius and an army of elephants? This man is none other than the enigmatic figure of Hannibal Barca, a Carthaginian general whose name still resonates with echoes of fear and respect. Born in 247 BC in the city of Carthage, located in modern-day Tunisia, Hannibal was the eldest son of Hamilcar Barca, a leading Carthaginian commander during the First Punic War. It was under his father's tutelage that Hannibal first tasted the art of warfare, learning not just the techniques of combat, but also the strategies of leadership and command. Legend has it that at the tender age of 9, Hannibal made a solemn vow of enmity against Rome, swearing to his father that he would never befriend the Roman Republic. This oath was not just a casual promise, but a declaration of a lifelong commitment, a commitment that would shape the course of history. As Hannibal grew older, his military training intensified. He learned to wield weapons with precision, to command troops with authority, and to strategize battles with foresight. His early years were marked by a series of successful campaigns against Rome's allies, earning him recognition and respect among his peers and superiors. But this was just the beginning. As the son of a commander who had fought fiercely against Rome, Hannibal had inherited a legacy of resistance and a burning desire for revenge. He was not content with mere victories. He wanted to bring Rome to its knees, to challenge its supremacy, and to prove that the Carthaginians were not a people to be trifled with. As the sun of a new era rose, a young Hannibal was preparing to challenge the might of Rome, setting the stage for one of history's most courageous military campaigns. Imagine the daunting sight of the frosty, treacherous Alps. Now imagine crossing it with an army of 40,000 and a herd of elephants. Sound impossible? Not for Hannibal. The Carthaginian commander, known for his tenacity and bold demeanor, literally chose the road less traveled. In 218 BC, Hannibal embarked on one of history's most daring military expeditions, crossing the formidable Alps to invade Italy. This was no ordinary feat, it was an adventurous move that stunned the Romans. Hannibal's army, a motley crew of African, Spanish, and Gallic soldiers, along with a few dozen elephants, began their arduous journey from the Rhone River. The terrain was harsh, the weather unforgiving, and the path fraught with danger. Avalanches, hostile mountain tribes, and the sheer cold were constant threats. Yet Hannibal, with his indomitable spirit and sharp mind, led them forward. Why the Alps, you ask? The answer lies in Hannibal's plan of attack. He knew that the Romans expected him to take the coastal route to Italy, which was well defended. By choosing the Alps, he hoped to take Rome by surprise, exploiting the element of surprise to his advantage. The journey was brutal. Thousands perished due to the cold, hunger, and skirmishes with mountain tribes. The elephants, symbols of Carthaginian might, suffered too, with many not surviving the harsh conditions. Yet, the sight of these mighty beasts trudging through the snow must have been a sight to behold, a testament to the fearless determination of this venture. Despite the hardships, Hannibal's army emerged from the Alps, surprising the Romans who were unprepared for an attack from this direction. The brave crossing of the Alps was a military masterstroke that demonstrated Hannibal's brilliance and determination. Against all odds and at great cost, Hannibal had achieved the impossible, making his way into Roman territory, ready to unleash his invading army. His crossing of the Alps is a testament to his internal resolve and indomitable spirit, a daring feat that remains etched in the annals of history. A battlefield drenched in blood and chaos, with Roman legions facing a Carthaginian force half their size. Yet the day ended with a Carthaginian victory. How did Hannibal pull off such a feat? Picture this. It's the summer of 216 BC, the Roman Republic in all its might is on one side. On the other, a Carthaginian army led by the formidable Hannibal Barca. The stage is set for what would be known as the Battle of Cannae. The Romans, numbering around 86,000, held a significant numerical advantage over Hannibal's force of approximately 50,000. But it wasn't just about the numbers. Here's where Hannibal's tactical brilliance comes into play. Hannibal adopted an unconventional formation, placing his weaker troops at the center and his stronger ones on the flanks. This was contrary to the typical Roman formation of a strong center and weaker flanks. As the battle commenced, Hannibal's center began to retreat under the Roman onslaught, but this was all part of his grand design. The Romans, eager for victory, pressed forward, their lines extending deeper into Hannibal's formation. But then, Hannibal's flanks closed in, encircling the Roman legions. The double envelope tactic was an ingenious move that turned the Roman numerical advantage into a deadly trap. The Romans, packed tightly with no room to maneuver, were systematically slaughtered. It was a catastrophe for the Roman Republic, with losses estimated to be around 50 to 70,000, while Carthaginian casualties were considerably less. Hannibal's victory at Cannae sent shockwaves through the Roman Republic. It was a crushing defeat, one that exposed the vulnerabilities of the Roman military machine and showcased the prowess of Hannibal as a strategic mastermind. In the annals of military history, the Battle of Cannae remains a testament to Hannibal's tactical genius, a victory so complete it shook Rome to its core. Despite his remarkable victories, Hannibal ultimately failed to conquer Rome. So, where did it all go wrong? Hannibal's downfall was a mix of external factors and unforeseen missteps. One of the main issues was the lack of support from his home city of Carthage. Despite his victories on the battlefield, Hannibal struggled to maintain the necessary resources to sustain his campaign. The Carthaginian government, riddled with political infighting and economic instability, often failed to provide Hannibal with the necessary reinforcements and supplies. This lack of support severely hampered his ability to launch a full-scale attack on Rome. But Hannibal's struggles didn't stop at Carthage. Rome, although battered and bruised, was not beaten. A new generation of Roman generals emerged, determined to turn the tide of the war. Among them was a man named Scipio Africanus, a military genius in his own right. Scipio studied Hannibal, learning from his victories and defeats. He understood Hannibal's tactics and strategies, using this knowledge to his advantage. The culmination of these factors led to the pivotal Battle of Zama. This battle marked the end of the Second Punic War and the downfall of Hannibal. Scipio, using his understanding of Hannibal's tactics, was able to outmaneuver and defeat the Carthaginian army. This defeat marked the end of Hannibal's hopes of conquering Rome, and signaled the beginning of the end for Carthage's power in the Mediterranean. Hannibal's downfall, however, does not diminish his legacy. Despite his defeat, his military strategies and tactics are still studied and admired today. His ability to outthink and outmaneuver his enemies, his innovative use of resources, and his unyielding determination in the face of adversity have cemented his place in history. Stripped of his power and hounded by his enemies, Hannibal chose to meet his end on his own terms, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest military strategists of all time. Hannibal's story is more than a tale of warfare and conquest. It's a story of military strategy, bravery, and resilience. So, what lessons can we learn from his life and campaigns? First and foremost, Hannibal's conquests teach us the importance of tenacity. Crossing the Alps with his army, a feat deemed impossible by his contemporaries, Hannibal dared to defy conventional wisdom and go where others feared to tread. His courageous tactics caught his enemies off guard, demonstrating that sometimes the path less traveled could lead to unexpected victories. Next, we learn from Hannibal the significance of strategic planning. His victories, particularly at the Battle of Cannae, were not the result of mere chance. They were the product of careful, meticulous planning. Hannibal knew the importance of understanding the terrain, the strengths and weaknesses of his own forces, and those of his enemy. He planned his moves meticulously, always staying one step ahead of his adversaries. This teaches us that preparation and strategy are key to overcoming even the most formidable of challenges. Lastly, Hannibal's campaigns highlight the value of adaptability in the face of adversity. When faced with setbacks, Hannibal didn't surrender. Instead, he adapted his strategies, showing an ability to learn from his mistakes and adjust his tactics accordingly. This resilience in the face of adversity, this willingness to adapt and evolve, is perhaps one of the most valuable lessons we can draw from his life and campaigns. Hannibal's story is not just one of war and conquest. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit, the capacity to dare, plan, and adapt, no matter the odds. In the grand tapestry of history, Hannibal's conquests stand as a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of insurmountable odds, victory is possible for those daring enough to reach for it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. We appreciate that.